Fellas.
Fine.
Hey guys, apologies for me running late. Um,
Accepted.
oh, by one. Well, that's good. I get away with it somehow then.
Just that,
Yeah, righto, Bob. No worries. You're the one I'll listen to, mate. You got the quick times, buddy. So I'm going to keep you happy.
Yeah, nice time, Bob.
Yeah. I didn't even see that. I would have fallen off my fucking card if I had seen your time. I just seen Matty's 20 there. I'm like, fuck, I've got some improving to do still. Alright. Let's get into it and make it a bit quick. I've got Corey's with me on my channel at the moment. I'm just over at his place.
How you going?
Oh, welcome Peter as well, and hello for the first time. How you going?
Hey,
G'day guys, how you going?
Yeah, good. So, I think we've got a reasonably quick one tonight. There's something gnawing at the back of my head that I wanted to mention that I can't remember at the moment, but we might just start off with observations from the weekend. The first one is from me saying I've bought about 50 alarm clocks. I'm going to downgrade it from the 100 I told Damon. And they're set up strategically in places where they're going to go off in my head so that I can fucking get up for a race in the future. So if you've wondered what happened to me and Damon on Sunday morning, it was me. Again. Yeah, so that's that little ditty. But the other thing that I'll mention as well, I have started to leave a Discord channel open between those two races. So if you see me logged onto Discord and I'm not around, just bellow into it. It'll wake me up because I put it beside my head.
Or even push the call button. It makes it ring.
Yeah, so or either that or call me directly because it makes it ring. But yeah, if you yell at me, that does work as a backup as well. But yeah, so that happened. As for results, obviously we never had an awesome weekend compared to what we've had for the sort of the first part of our season, but it doesn't concern me a great deal.
I'm pretty happy with my result, fuck yeah.
Like we had, Phil and I had a pretty decent run from, what was it, 20th back up to 15th. I think it was 14th to 15th by the time the DQs were done. The only thing that I was a bit concerned about that I'd heard about that I never got to lay my eyes on was Eric said he got took out by your Cole. What happened there?
Yeah, I spun around. I was sitting there waiting for Robert to tell me when I could go. Robert didn't say a word to me, and I was waiting, and then I was 4 seconds on my relative, so I assumed it was enough. I didn't go on the racetrack. I was a little bit on the rumble strip. That's where he hit me. Robert apologised afterwards, but he said he hasn't done much spotting before, so he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so that was just relaxing now, because I didn't know I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the track, and I figured I had enough turning space to go without going the track, and I just bumped the rumble strip. That was all, and I think Eric's racing line was a little wider around that corner than what I was doing. So
yeah. Okay, cool. So I guess that brings up one point then of make sure between your permanent BES pairs that you guys talk about that sort of thing, what you're like as a driver, what the driver wants from you when you're spotting, all that sort of crap. Like if you notice he's not calling the traffic much, call it out, when you're going around. But ideally,
he was calling it for me. That's what happened because the leader didn't come by. He got the leader to stay still, so I stayed still. And I said, am I clear to go? And there was no response, and then it was just silent for a while, so I assumed he... So that was, because he called the first lot, and then as we went off again, he goes, oh, sorry, I haven't actually spotted a lot before.
Yeah, okay.
So,
there could have been a net code in there too or something, but the main thing is obviously to just, talk about those things beforehand and make sure that we all know what we want from each other, I guess. Like, I guess for Phil and I, we sort of did a quick debrief afterwards and spoke about that because we hadn't driven together before, and I know we had one point, Phil, where what was it? Where I told you how many litres was left in the tank. That's right. Instead of how many laps, and Phil's just too much information, so I just shut up for a lap or two, So.
If anyone gets a chance to actually speak to Phil, he's a really good spotter.
Yeah,
absolutely. I drove with him at our favourite track, Lime Rock.
I nearly choked on my coke then, Jesus.
Fuck like
He said everything you wanted to hear, and if you wanted to ask something, you could ask, and he told you very, very precise and clear. Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah,
Me and Billy sort of adopted that on the weekend, but we just had a shot on the weekend.
yeah. That's something that I'm trying to work on, to be a bit more precise with my information as well. But a lot of it, I think, is about knowing what the driver likes to hear as well. Like a classic example that I always use is for the VLN. If you're ever spotting for me, I cut right over the pit entrance in my race line, so I like to get a call on the pits coming through, so I know whether to take that line or to hang wide. You know, so there's little things like that that'll come up that we can just iron out as we go. All right, so I want to try and keep.
Phil's very good at keeping you calm as well.
Yep. All right, so I do want to try and keep this pretty brief. I don't want to sort of get waffling too much. Because we now have the text channel for the weekly debrief, so we can sort of discuss stuff afterwards there as well. Probably, actually, yeah. Anything else to mention from the weekend?
Yep. Yeah, you and I, Wayne. Sorry about that, mate. I had nowhere to go.
I can't even remember the incident, mate. So.
Yeah, sorry, don't worry about it. It's all sweet.
Phil.
Just from a team point of view, and when you're driving in RSA colours, there's a bit of reputation on the line that you're not just representing yourself, but the other drivers in your team and the other cars on the track. And I just get a bit concerned sometimes. One in particular this week, it wasn't a bad one. Corey called a bloke an arsehole.
You just should have seen the faces I was pulling at him as you said it still.
Even if the action of the other driver warranted being called an arsehole, just over live comms in big races, don't think it makes it look good.
Yeah. Point taken.
Copy.
But so the argument about whether or not the bloke was at fault, I think that's immaterial. It's just a bit about our standards. The other point I'd bring into that, from a driving coach point of view, and I've seen a couple of blokes, I watched you, Cole, in a Skippy race, might have been yesterday, and you got taken out by fourth place, or actually the seventh place guy hit you when you were third at turn one on that one, and you blew up on him a bit on comms. It's understandable, but it also goes back to that point I was making. Is it doesn't matter how much the other bloke is at fault. If you don't look at the incident and go, what could I do differently to survive that, then you're not learning. And when you have an accident on track and you blame the other bloke and you blow up at him and you don't go back and consider what was my part, how can I do it differently, then we're going to have issues like we had this week where we had 3 cars all wreck out.
Yeah, that was a
I did go back and review that. I was far too slow into that corner. I gathered that much after that, but I do recall. I don't think I swore at him, but I did give him an earful.
That's
You should know it belongs in rookies.
yeah,
That's right. I remember that.
the point. I think the major point there to not miss that Phil's bringing out there is just to pretty much internalise the emotions, not for the matter of saving face. Obviously, we need to look professional, but not for that primary concern. Is to you internalise it and then go back and think about what you could do to make that situation better yourself, because you can't control anyone else. You can only control yourself and your own car, unless you're me and you run out of talent all the time. But if you go back and look at it that way and just internalise it and go, all right, what can I do to make that a better situation for myself, then you're going to come out of it better the next time around.
And half the time it looks different from a chase view or like a different camera than it does inside the car.
Yeah.
So what you see in the car at the time doesn't always line up with the fucking chase footage. So yeah, I've learnt that.
Yeah, that's an important one. Thanks, Phil, for bringing that up. That was the one that was gnawing at the back of my head. Anything else from the race weekend?
No, sorry, I missed out actually race for the team. I had to do it all by myself and got disqualified. Got a good SR though.
So who were you supposed to be with?
I didn't have a permanent partner, man.
Oh, okay, righto, no worries.
If I could have stuck out, I would have come and joined you, Matt.
Yeah, happy to, Jay.
So what I'm thinking, just quickly on that, and I'm going to give it another week to suck it and see, but the permanent rosters, I think the idea is good in theory, but I think what we're going to have to do is go back to getting you guys just to respond to the events that you're going to be at. And I'm thinking what I'll do is have that permanent roster sitting in my notes so that I know who the pairs are, and then I can see who's coming based on the events, and then I can pair yous up. If yous are both there, the permanent pairs, then yous go in your normal pairs, and then I can just make a couple of ad hoc pairs after that, because we probably would have covered you, Matty, with no problem, because through the week, you and Gene would have seen that that's on. Yous both respond to it, and then I go, oh, Matt and Gene can drive.
Yeah, practice all week as well.
Can
Yeah.
I make a suggestion for that?
Oh, so we got...
I would do that if you want, Matt. I don't mind teaming up with your buddy. I mean, you guys just let me know, or Wayne, or someone here, or Facebook.
No.
Well,
Gene, it's a matter of responding to the Facebook events that you can make it to, but we'll talk about that offline, because that's. I'll switch back to Dan for a sec, because you had a point, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, me and Billy have actually exchanged mobile phone numbers.
Yep.
So for whatever reason you can't get on a Discord or you can't get on a Facebook, you can ring each other and say, listen, I can't commit to...
Right.
So I didn't think I was going to be able to race this weekend because I actually can't do the 24-hour.
Okay, just quickly to expand further than just the idea that Dan's going for, who here, just shout out if you don't like the idea, who here would have a problem with having their mobile phone number on a list that's not attached in Discord or anything like that, it's just in my personal OneNote, so if we get hangers on from the Facebook groups and things, we can't, they can't get your details, but what does everyone think effectively of having a mobile phone list for the team? Yeah or no?
22 for me is I'm not in Australia, I'm in Thailand, so that sort of puts me out.
Well, I mean, yeah.
For me, that would be, if it was me and I was in Australia, then yes, no problem with that. I'd have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, but I mean, we can replace mobiles with things like Facebook Call or whatever as well. So, sorry, Phil.
Yeah, you know, man, I think you got my number anyway, Wayne.
Yeah, I had it somewhere a while ago. Anyway, all right, cool. So that's something
I don't mind that idea, but yeah, like I said, I didn't think I was going to be able to race this weekend because Billy's obviously doing the 24-hour.
Yep.
But he rang me and said, mate, well, why don't we do the 7 o'clock Saturday night race? So we're actually going to do the 7 o'clock Saturday night race.
The 7 o'clock Saturday night race works as long as you're happy with the break that you're getting before the 24-hour starts. I think there's an hour practice or 40 minutes or something like that beforehand, so it should, I think it's going to be fine.
I don't think he goes into like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning the following day, so it's typically like plenty of rest.
Okay, so just a couple of admin things now that we can move on from there. You'll notice there's a couple more voice channels, okay? On-call sleeping and on-call awake. If you see the so this is intended for the 24-hour, okay? If you're on call and you're catching and you're asleep, then drag yourself into the sleeping channel. And then if you need to be woken up, the guys can grab you and drag you out into a different channel and then start yelling at you so that you're not yelling at anyone else that's trying to sleep as well. This is a backup. I mean, Gene's laughing, but he mightn't know the boys got me out of bed at 2:15 on the Nürburgring 24-hour in a different team I was in by doing exactly that. So it's a good backup.
Okay. Yeah, I understand, mate. I've had a couple of these big races last year, and so I know what you're saying, but I'd still have to laugh at what you said.
Oh yeah, totally. But I mean, this is where the preparation is key. I mean, I've got Robert in particular wants to do all of his stints at once and then just hang around for everyone else, and I'm just not having it because you can't organise people properly if you go to do that. And I won't get the best out of him as a driver.
So he can do the doubles though, I can tell you that now, Wayne. Him and I did Le Mans 24-hour, and we did 18 hours until someone took us out.
Yeah, but
and him and I were doing double stints.
Yeah, all right, I could drive for 3 days if I wanted, but my times aren't going to be as good as if I do 2 hour stints, right? You could sit there on gas and cocaine and go like a fucking crazy cunt for as long as you want, but you're not going to be as good as if you do 2 hours, have a break, have a spot, do another 2 hours, okay? I mean, anyone that wants to be a legend and go and drive 8-hour stints, go ahead. Just we're not doing it in my team because it doesn't work. It doesn't work as well as what we can, and it doesn't give you the ability to share the load properly with everyone. I mean, the other thing is dealing with AM hours, right? So this 24-hour, I'll make sure as much as we can that the guys that can deal with stupid hours are the guys doing them, but then we can rotate those responsibilities a bit and get people used to doing other stuff as well. It's sort of, yeah, I mean, I'm really adamant about that because Corey and I, he'll tell you as well, that we've patched together a couple of teams, right, and you're totally fucking screwed by the end of it, because we never had enough people, which is not an issue that we have now, but the massive stints that you got to do and worrying about things because the roster wasn't quite right, or you know what you thought you were going to do was totally different because someone never come into the session or whatever it might be. You know, there's exactly. There's so much shit that can go wrong that if you take a loose approach to it to start with, or something where you're going to stretch yourself as the plan, and then you've got to do it further, then it makes it really fucking hard to have a good campaign.
Yeah. We got that, mate.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. I'll move on. So, 24-hour. I'm going to do an update on the timetables tomorrow as best that I have for the information, and then I'm going to release them to the 10 captains, which I haven't even got to have a look at on Facebook yet to see who they are. So basically the team captains are just going to need to make sure that the guys are across their starting time, essentially the first time that they're supposed to be around for an on-call, so that so that everyone's available when they need to be. So it'll just be the finalising of the timetable with your drivers and making sure everyone's happy with what is on that, and making sure everyone gets there on time, basically. So let me just have a look and see.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Jake, you go. Okay, this is might be a stupid question, but what happened to you on a piss, mate?
Well,
have a wee bottle set up.
Same as in a normal race.
Yeah, that's it.
Have a wee bottle set up.
Yeah.
I haven't done that since I got on the piss many years ago.
Mate,
I was going to say something, Wayne, was that just remember that I'm 3 hours behind you guys in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that while you can.
Oh, I have in the timetables. So the first
I
thing.
like doing the starting one, Wayne. That was perfect for me because I have to be there when we start, and you had me down a second, I think. And I can do a double too. That's the thing, because you guys, it's going to be really early morning, so you can put me down for a double stint in that first. I don't know who was with me. There was someone before me, then there was me.
Yeah, well, I took advantage of your.
Put me down for a double stint.
Well, I took advantage of your AM hours in the two of them. I'm sort of cycling it around. I was loosely trying to give you one shift in each half, basically. So, and you were in daylight hours because how it works out. But anyway, team captains are. Looks like, unfortunately, I've copped a couple of extra votes at the end of it, so it looks like I'm it for 142. Billy, by popular demand, for 042. Good on him. He's a clean sweep. And it's a tie between Steve and Paul for 242, so it might have to be Steve-O, I think. So there you go. That'll be team captains. I'll drop an announcement up about that a bit later on. That's pretty much all that I have, I think, unless anyone's got anything else.
Yeah, just going through the three cars from an entry point of view. 042 Scott Brown is not in Debrief. Michael Stebar's not here. Billy's not here. Colin's here. Isaac's not. Matt is. So I think that's 2 out of 6 drivers are currently here. The 142, Wayne's here. Damon's not. David's not. Robert's not. Paul's not. Oh, sorry, Damon.
Yep.
And then the last one, Gene and Bob. I'm pretty sure that on the Discord, it was said that this briefing was required attendance for drivers, and then there were a couple of drivers who specifically said they couldn't make it. Do you know who they were?
The couple of drivers that specifically couldn't. Steve was one of them, and
Stephen Barley, that's a good excuse.
Yep, and
He was here for 242 as well, so that's 3 out of 4 on Steve's got a reason.
I think the other one was Paul.
Yeah, Paul's listening though. He's at work, isn't he?
Oh, he was on cans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
said
right.
that,
What's
yeah.
the event? Give me a look at the event for a sec.
Yeah, so quite a lot of other drivers that are planning to be in cars. Unfortunately, guys, I'm working all weekend. I'd love to be driving Spa, and I can't join you, but I might be a bit nervous being in a car where blokes can't turn up now for a pre-event meeting. What chances of them waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Wayne?
Yeah, this
we
is
really
true.
need them.
Yeah, this is
I know
true.
Robert's got a good. Robert Northway's got a good excuse. He's actually racing in another league at the moment, and then he's got V8s in development series straight after.
Yeah,
So I know that's why he's not here.
Yeah, he's mentioned that to me before. That's a very good point, Phil. Thank you again, mate. You're
Well, anyway, just like you just saying there with the captains, that that's something that it's going to take a bit of organising, fellas, to make sure you've got bums on seats.
Yeah, I think what we might do is organise another powwow for Thursday before practice, and I'll get it released over to the team captains to rouse the troops up a little bit, and we'll split off into the separate cars and have a quick chat about timetables and anything else that you guys need to discuss at that time.
Wayne, do you know when Steve's getting back from Bali?
He will be back. I think he said 3 hours before the race starts.
Might be a good idea for someone else to be captain of that car then.
Might be,
Jet lag.
actually. Yeah.
How about Bob? I'll nominate Bob for captain of 242 if that's right, Bob.
I'd already done that.
I don't mind either.
All right. Well, I might. Well, Bob, it is then, I guess. Well,
And then that gives Bob a chance to do some follow-ups before Thursday, if nothing else, and then maybe Thursday and Saturday.
yeah, absolutely. All
Well,
right.
if you want me to help you anyway, just sing out most times, mate. I'm normally here.
Yeah, mate, we'll do.
Yeah. So just keep your eyes on Discord, boys. I mean, again, we're preaching to the converted. I'm seeing the same names here every week, more or less. So,
Equal names here this week, Wayne.
I mean, there's heap.
But,
Yeah. That's
just shame Billy's not here. Where's Billy?
He's getting internet run through his wall at the moment, so he's got a bit of a cabling issue.
Not sure about Brad, but
Yeah, so
Oh, of course, so he's got his simulator completely disassembled and no internet.
yeah, so he's got a little bit of mechanical work to do before the weekend.
That's the time you want to disassemble it when you got no net.
Yeah, that's it. All right, boys. So I will be putting. I'm recording this locally. I haven't streamed it so that we've got good quality. So I'll be uploading it when I get home onto the weekly debrief channel, and feel free to discuss at will anything in there that you just want to discuss in terms of just the weekly organisation of the team. And we go forward from there if there's nothing else to mention.
What
Setups are we using? What setups are we using? Sorry, whoever that was.
For Spa, there's a VRS setup in Setup Sync.
Yeah. Bob's already sent it to me. It's not too bad. I went from 25, 26s to 23s just by that change to setup, but I think it can be refined a little bit.
What'd you have, Phil?
Are you putting a server up for practice, or are we just going to use one of the 24-hour?
Yeah, server up now in a minute.
Yeah, server's up already. So there'll be a server up for Tuesday and Thursday again. So yeah, I'm about an hour away from getting in, guys. But as soon as I get home, I'll jump in for a little bit of practice in the race, and I'll talk to you guys later on.
Guys,
Well, I'm going to tell them which server we in, boys. We just go into the normal 24-hour or one of our hosted ones.
hosted, mate.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
All right, boys.
it's got way better host name on it.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, guys, and attendance. And sorry for being a little bit late. I'll talk to you when I get home.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
All right, thanks, lads.